Greetings, this is Frater Ralph with Temple of the Infinite Radio, now coming at you on Spreaker. And I'm getting to know this service a little bit better, getting a little bit better acquainted at how to use the functions. And I think we're going to make this work out pretty well. I am impressed with the sound quality that we are getting thus far on the Spreaker network. And the only drawback that I see at this point in time, which really isn't that much of a drawback, but we do not yet have the ability to do live interviews or dialogues on Spreaker. I really don't know if that's anything that's going to be coming in the near future or far future or what, but we can overcome that. What I plan on doing in future broadcasts is recording interviews with people. My first series of interviews will be centering around the peace and social justice movement and the peace building movements, and I have some people of note that I am interested, I have contacted, and I have one that we are very close to nailing an interview time with. So that is in the works. And what we'll do in those circumstances is we will just we will record the telephone conversation, dialogue, and then upload that to this site and play it on Spreaker that way. So we'll still be able to have the dialogues. We'll just have to be a little bit more creative in how to produce it. And I will also, I know I've got some folks that I requested, interviews with a long time ago, and one thing's just led to another, and we haven't really had the time to pursue those interview requests, but I am still working in that regard too. Be doing interviews with folks who are not really celebrities or people of note, but we will do future interviews with spiritual practitioners, common everyday people and some rather uncommon everyday people who are willing to talk about their spiritual practice, whatever that spiritual practice may be. So with that said, I will continue on with today's topic. What I have prepared for you is a little chat on tarot reading, making predictions, and taking advice. And when it comes to making predictions with tarot, I will admit that is not my strongest suit. I do get rather nervous when trying to make predictions. And when people come to me for readings, a lot of times the request for reading will just run the gamut. Is my husband cheating on me? And boy, now that is a hot topic. Is my girlfriend cheating on me? Another hot topic. The whole love and relationships type of thing. And in handling requests for these questions of that nature, you really have to be careful. I mean, you don't want to be giving the client, the seeker, false information. And the problem is sometimes we don't know if the information that we are giving is entirely accurate. Sometimes, and there are reasons for this, sometimes the tarot readings can be very accurate. And my wife, Heidi, does the tarot in Spanish, and she has a number of clients who are extremely well satisfied with her service. And there are other times, though, when we do not always hit the nail on the head, where we miss the mark. And this leads me to a discussion of what are some common problems in tarot reading. Why don't we always hit the mark? Why are our predictions or the information that we give not always 100% accurate? And some common problems in making predictions or in giving advice with tarot is what I like to call entanglement or a lack of objectivity. I'm going to say that's going to be about my number one topic this morning. A few weeks ago, actually just a few days ago, I was doing a free consultation for a friend who was working on establishing a internet-based spiritual network. And it's a enterprise that he and I have been working on, well, not that closely together with as of yet, but which has been in the works for a number of months. And it is something that I feel very closely connected to. And he was asking me, okay, this is where we've been, this is where we are in the development stage. We had planned to launch this network a few months ago. So far, that has not panned out. A few roadblocks have been encountered. And he was telling me that he is hopeful that in a few more months, preferably, by the end of this year, the network will be launched and will be active. And he was asking me, as a tarot reader, where do you see this is going? When do you think we're going to launch? And so I sat down, cleared my mind, sat down with the cards, connected with Spirit, asked Spirit the question, when is this network going to launch? And I didn't take into account the problem of entanglement or having a clear lack of objectivity. And I asked the question, I didn't really focus on cleaning out my own energy. And the answer that I got from the tarot spread I used, and actually I did this twice to make sure that I was reading this correctly, but it indicated that within 6 days, significant progress would be made. That we would turn a corner, that we would be going from the stagnant waters to much better waters, a much better environment, more conducive to growth, and that within 1 month's time, the network would be launched. Now, I thought this was overly optimistic, and I indicated that to my friend, too, that I think this is overly optimistic, but for what it's worth, this is what the reading told me. And he more or less laughed and responded back to me, yeah, from your lips to God's ear. Rather skeptical and, a justifiably skeptical response. And I got to wondering, how come I got that answer? And I checked back with him within 6 days. And I asked, any new developments? What's going on? Did we have any major breakthroughs yet? And he indicated, no, still pretty much going down the same road. And then after our conversation there, we began to network in another area. And this is where something very surprising happened to me. I, in my own networking, began to come across a new area, leaving behind a period of stagnant lack of growth and entering into a new period of accelerated growth. In other words, in my own work with producing the Temple of the Infinite Universe broadcasts and networking with people that would be interesting folks to talk to, important people that would definitely help us expand our network and to greatly intensify the effectiveness of our broadcasts and our network. That began to break loose, and that was within the 6-day time frame. And right now, I am looking that by the end of this month, we are going to be making some major breakthroughs here in our work at Temple of the Infinite Universe. Things are looking incredibly better than what they were just 1 week ago when I did that tarot reading. And I sat down with myself and kind of took inventory on why the prediction I made for my friend was completely off, and why that prediction that I thought I was making for my friend actually now in hindsight appears to be applying to me in my networking work. And I realized right off the bat, entanglement. I was giving advice on a topic that I was too closely tied to. In other words, I had a lack of objectivity. My energy and his energy were just too closely wrapped up together, too closely entangled for me to separate one from the other. And so when I was seeking advice from Spirit on his energy, I was confusing my own energy in the process. So the prediction I made was accurate from a certain point of view. I was just applying it to the wrong person. And it may seem like kind of a silly mistake, but it is an easy mistake to make. When you have a lack of objectivity, when somebody comes to you and they want your advice, and this, I think, applies to tarot reading. It also applies to any kind of advice, pastoral counseling, spiritual advice, family advice, financial matters, what have you. If you feel like you are just too closely connected to the person in order to have an objective viewpoint, or if you do not have an objective viewpoint, recommend that the seeker get advice from somebody else, somebody that is not that closely tied to the situation or to the person. If you lack objectivity, you're not really going to be able to give very good advice. So that's one reason why sometimes our predictions and our information that we give may not necessarily be 100% accurate. And there are a few others. We're running out of time. I really want to keep these broadcasts shorter than what I have been. So I will go into my other points at a later date. But right now I'd like to get into an area of tarot that I thoroughly enjoy and that I do feel remarkably comfortable in working with. And that is tarot as a tool in spiritual counseling. Sometimes if you're going to somebody for spiritual counseling, and I have had this experience myself, sometimes we get so frustrated, so flustered. We don't really know what's going on in our life, but we know that there's a problem. We just can't put our finger on it. And we want to go to somebody for advice, for clarity, maybe just a sounding board, somebody to talk to, somebody that we trust, and somebody that we feel connected with. And, sometimes we don't really know what to talk about. I mean, the person that we go to for advice or counseling can ask, hey, what's the problem? What's eating your lunch? What's going on? And we really don't know. And so what tool can be used to kind of help clarify the situation when you know something's wrong in your life and you don't know what it is? Is there a tool that we can use to help clarify matters? And of course, the answer is yes. Tarot can use that. You see, what tarot is, the tarot cards, they are depictions of different archetypes, different ideas, different universal concepts. And if we want to clarify our life, kind of clarify what's going on, kind of look at matters a little bit more deeply, what we can do is we can sit down and offer up a short prayer to Spirit. I like to say, Spirit of wisdom, here I am. I seek your help. I seek your guidance. Please tell me what is going on in this situation and give me the wisdom to properly interpret, the cards that are being dealt. And then I'll shuffle the deck, mix up the cards, cut the cards, deal them out, and then just look at what the spread is telling me. And many times you can look at something and you'll hit upon a universal archetype, a general area of concern, and you can bring that up to the client, bring that up to the seeker, and the lights will go on and they will say, yes, That's what's been eating me. That's it. You nailed it. And previously, the person didn't really know what was wrong, what was going on. But with a little meditation, a little quiet time, a little prayer to Spirit, and dealing the cards and looking at the cards in an open, meditative type fashion, we can oftentimes dig out that hidden thing that's causing the problems, and hit upon areas of growth. What is your personal area of growth? And for folks that really don't have a very good idea of what's going on in their life, but they want to find out, they want to do the work of digging in deeply and finding the problem and making corrections and doing the hard work of spiritual growth. You see, that's the difference as I see it from tarot as a tool for making predictions and tarot as a tool for spiritual growth. You're not asking Spirit, will I ever find love? And of course, that's a very vague question. I mean, it's really up to you. You're not asking Spirit, is my spouse or my girlfriend or boyfriend cheating on me? I mean, that's really not, that's putting the blame on them. It's not taking the responsibility yourself. In using tarot as a tool for spiritual counseling, we are taking responsibility for our own lives and our own spiritual growth. And we're asking Spirit to help. And Spirit, from my experience, is always perfectly willing and very enthusiastic about helping a seeker to grow spiritually and to make whatever needed corrections, whatever corrections need to be made within the life of a sincere and open seeker. So that's how I like to use tarot. And of course, in order to do this effectively, you have to build a connection with the seeker, and the seeker has to build a connection with the tarot reader. And this can't be done just sitting down on the telephone with a short 2 or 3 minute conversation and try to make that connection and make a good, solid connection. It takes time. You have to kind of chat with the reader. The reader has to get an idea, get a focus on your energy, and really spend a little bit of time. And so that's what we like to do with our network. We offer tarot readings, obviously, and I'm going to put in a little pitch for that. But we don't charge by the minute. We do charge by the session, and we try to keep our prices fairly reasonable because we realize that it takes time to build that connection. Can't just sit down for a quickie reading and expect it to be the best. So we offer 30 minutes, a 30-minute session for $25. We also offer a 1-hour counseling session if you really want to sit down and dig things out for $50. And for folks that don't really want to commit right off the bat, commit their $25 to a half-hour reading or a $50 for a full 1-hour reading, if they just want to sit down and get to know you, maybe have a short tarot reading to figure out, hey, is this guy or this person right for me? We are going to offer a 15-minute session for $15. And of course, it's not all about the money. We also deal with people who cannot afford those rates. And what we do there is we ask them to go to our site, www.hermetictemple.com. And if you are financially hard up, not able to, pay, even $15 for a 15-minute reading, but you do have a problem that you sincerely want to work out, contact us through our website and, send us an email. We have a contact form you can use. Explain your situation, and we will do it. We will do a simple reading for just a free will offering. However much you feel comfortable in giving, how much however much you can afford. It may be $5, $1. I've never taken a donation yet for 50 cents, but through PayPal, we can even do that. And like I said, we need money to keep this outreach going, but it's not all about the money. It's about helping you, the seeker, and just helping make the world a better place, just engaging folks one-on-one. And that is our primary mission. So, if you can afford a 1-hour reading, of course, we would love that. If you can't, then free will offering, whatever you can afford. And if you just want to make a donation, you can do that too. Just visit our website at www.hermetictemple.com. And you might also look at /services, and that'll take you directly to our page, which I will be updating later on this week. Right now we have the 30-minute and 1-hour option. I need to add the 15-minute option as well. And these readings are done in Spanish and in English. My wife Heidi operates the Spanish language section, and I do the English language section. And if we can find somebody that speaks Canadian, we can even do that too. So this is Frater Ralph signing off for Temple of the Infinite Universe Radio, being brought to you by Spreaker. I am going to conclude with, play a little song here first, just to test things out. This is Tonight, and I don't know who does this, but this is one of the songs that comes with our Spreaker package. So here we go.
Something shines in your eyes tonight. Maybe there's no need to lie tonight. I see your lips out on fire. Oh baby, I want you to be mine. So come on, break the rules. The time is right, the time's tonight. Let it start and you won't stop. Let it start and I won't
right, I appreciate our listeners for tuning in this morning. To conclude, this broadcast is being brought to you by Temple of the Infinite Universe Incorporated. We are an interfaith spiritual outreach located in beautiful Wheatland, Missouri, down by the Pomme de Terre River. We are developing as a online spiritual network where we can do dialogue with various people, promote peace and understanding between peoples and religions, and just work to build a community of peace. You can find us on the internet at www.hermetictemple.com and follow us if you wish. We really appreciate your interest and your aid in making this network more than just a dream, but a rapidly growing reality. This is Frater Ralph wishing you blessings upon your day and peace.